Leo, how nice was it to have that winning weekend, just kind of get you guys right back on track?
Yeah, I think it was really important for the group, especially after Wednesday's game where we probably felt we earned, if not the 2 points, at least to get a point, and you don't come away with a point is pretty deflating. But I thought we did a great job responding, continue to play our game, and I thought it was a great weekend for the group. And Syracuse put you in some different spots than other teams do, and I thought we played a game where it was heavy and it was hard, and we didn't back down. And I thought our game on Saturday was probably, if not one of the best games we've played all year. When you watch the tape back, I don't think they had a shot on goal for 37 minutes. Road game, tough place to play, and like I said all year, I've loved the way we played. It's good to see the guys get rewarded, and we gotta make sure we continue to build our game and keep getting better and playing team hockey.
You've referenced multiple times Seamus Kodak throughout the season and how you guys communicate when it comes to laying out a plan for your goaltenders. This past weekend was the first time you had somebody go back-to-back nights. So what were the conversations with Levi going Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, just to speak on Shamo, he's been in the organization a long time. I got a lot of respect for him. I trust him. He works as hard as anyone. He's a quiet worker. I appreciate him because he has his own opinions. He's not scared to speak his mind. Sometimes it may be not what everybody wants to hear, but he's been I can't say enough good things. I lean on him a lot, and it was one of those things. Goalie gets a shutout, you probably get him back in there, but also for Devin's development, I think it was a really important week for him. You got a tough schedule, 3 and 4 games to try to get 2 wins. I think that's a big part of, like I said before, development is finding ways to, especially him as a goalie. There's travel. We didn't have a bus to get to the game. Guys had to drive there. It is what it is, but you got to find ways to win games. And he won 2 games for us, and I thought it was a huge growth moment for him. He did a great job. It's tough sometimes when you don't get a lot of pucks to stay engaged. He made a couple saves last minute of the game that were really big for our group. And part of our job is to help him ultimately get to where he want to go, and that was part of the decision. And we'll see how this week goes.
Shootout could be kind of scary given the lack of workload he had. What does that say about him to basically not face shots for, let's call it 40 minutes?
He's very composed. He has a calmness about him. He's never too high, never too low. And he's really good in shootouts. He reads the play really, really well. I don't think it gets talked about enough for goalies I think he has really good hockey sense, especially in the games. He knows where danger away is. He scans the ice really well, and he's very patient in the shootouts, comes out, challenges, doesn't bite on a lot of moves, sticks with it, and he was great. He did a great job, and big for him, big for our team, and I'm glad we found a way to win.
December, you guys are home tonight. You're not going to be home a whole lot. How do you see the road presenting a challenge?
Yeah, it's part of the schedule. Everybody goes through it. It's a really important 6-game segment for us. We're in a really good spot. I think you find a lot about your group when you're on the road. I think we're 7-2 on the road. We've played really good on the road, and I think it's just you got to stick together. You got to play connected. You got to manage games. I've really liked our group when we've been on the road. We've played. You look at our, last couple of road games. We go to Laval 2-1, 13,000 fans. We stuck with it. There's no goal called off in the first. We've done a really good job being connected as a group. And I think you find a lot about your team when you're on the road. And you got to play team hockey. You got to play selfless. There's some times where you got to defend. You might not have the puck a lot, just changes and things like that, matchups, but we don't really pay too much attention to that, and we're just playing a team game. We play really good opponents coming up. It's probably one of the toughest stretches we're going to go on this season. And we gotta keep building our game and keep getting better. That's the biggest thing. Try to keep getting better, and I think we've continued to get better. And whether you're in the road or home, you got a chance to lace them up with 20 guys and play your best hockey.
Teams coming up. Utica's still last in the standings, but do you think they're one of the more dangerous teams in the division?
I mean, you look at you look at, everybody looks at records, wins, losses, but when you really break it down, they were playing good when we took them to overtime one game. All their games were 1-goal games. They played really good against really opponents, and they're playing good. They've won 5 in a row. Their power play's 35% on the road. I think sometimes you look at the record and it is what it is, but they're a really good team, and they're hard. They probably have one of the most talented players in the league, Seamus Casey. If you look at when he's on the ice, I mean, he's got, I think, 14, 15 points. He's his first-year defenseman in the AHL. They got a lot of guys that are playing really good, and it's another. You don't look at the record; you just got to keep playing. But they're a good team, and they've been playing really good. They've won 5 in a row. They beat a really good Providence team twice at home, and you got to keep playing. Regardless of who you're playing, it doesn't change the way we have to play. Just you got to play a real good team game tonight.
Kind of rising into that underdog role, like they're kind of relishing where they are right now?
Yeah, I think anytime you start a season the way they did, I think your pride and things it's difficult, and they says a lot about their group and the guys that they have in the group. It could have went 2 ways. They could have kept playing how they were playing, and they didn't. They responded, and they're playing really good hockey right now. So it's going to be a good test for our group. We got to stay disciplined. I mean, they arguably have. It's probably the hardest power play to defend in the league, to be honest with you. I mean, they're close to 40% on the road. I mean, it's really good. So we got to make sure we're on top of our game tonight and make sure we get off to a really good start.